Hi everyone, Kyle Kittleson here with MedCircle, joined by Dr. Ramani, clinical psychologist. Thank you for being here as
My
always.
pleasure.
Now we're talking about health psychology. What is that?
Health psychology is a discipline where we understand how our physical and mental health are associated with each other, and that our mental health can be impacted by our sense of health, our disease, wellness, and our mental health can impact our physical health through our behaviors, our perceptions, or even can just, in terms of when we are experiencing mental health issues like depression, may actually impact the neurohormones and everything coursing through our body and impact how we physically feel.
Absolutely. I know with my depression, if I keep a healthier diet, my depression is not as bad.
Right, but that's hard to do when you're depressed.
That's what I was just about to bring up. But when I'm depressed, guess what I want to do? Eat junk food. So there are some signs that we can be on the lookout for when our mental health and our physical health could be talking to each other. What's the first one?
Number one is thinking about health behaviors. And by that I mean looking at basic good health behaviors like sleep, how you eat, movement, exercise, avoiding drugs, alcohol, tobacco, avoiding other risky behaviors and like unprotected sex or, unprotected sex, unsafe sex. Looking at those health behaviors, because many times our mental health issues or stress can lead us to not engage in those kinds of basic preventative health behaviors on a daily basis. And whether it's stress, whether it's mental health, whether it's just simply how we think about the world and we're not thinking well about it, those behaviors can be impacted, and that can put our health at risk. You
mentioned in the series that we filmed on health psychology that really when we look at our health, that should be it. It should be our health. We shouldn't even say, well, there's mental health and there's physical health and all this stuff. It's just our health and it's holistic. What's another sign that these two could be affecting each other?
You can pay attention to specific physical complaints you're having. Great example would be headaches.
Yes.
Okay? Headaches are very often caused by psychological factors like stress, pressure, and even expectations that aren't being met in your life. And the most common kind of headache would be a tension headache, where a person's feeling tension through their neck and their head and their shoulders. And it can be quite debilitating. We also might even see stress making an impact on other kinds of headaches, like migraine headaches, which can be quite debilitating. So that's a great example of sort of that reciprocity between your mental health or your stress level and a very real physical symptom that can pull you out of the workplace. And for example, we know that millions and millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars are often lost to these kinds of physical health problems in the workplace, just in day-to-day life, because people can't go to work because of these issues, like stress-related issues affecting issues like headaches and musculoskeletal pain and a whole host of other health issues.
We talk about a lot of stuff in the health psychology series, including risky behaviors, and you also get Dr. Ramani's 3 top self-care tips. I'm sure everybody wants to know what those are. Here's an inside look at the series.
Number one, I know this is going to sound crazy, be kind to yourself. I think it's that self-critical thought that keeps people from doing all the other stuff. Start with the self-kindness and self-compassion first, okay? From there, number 2, sleep. Work on the sleep. Turn the devices off, turn the lights off, make sure there's no blue lights popping into your room, keep it quiet, keep it cool, have a regular bedtime, figure out how much works for you, but get that sleep, okay? And number 3, move your body. Move it, because we see that there's benefits to people with anxiety, people with depression, benefits to preventative health.
How do you move your body?
I say with guilt, not enough.
Are you a walker?
I'm feeling bad. I'm a walker. I did get a treadmill. That was I had gotten a little gift, a bonus, and I said, I'm going to use this for a treadmill. So I have a treadmill now. I live in a beautiful hilly area, but I'm somebody who actually used to be able to hike up to the top of Half Dome.
You were a hiker, I know.
I was a big hiker. And so I let it go because the stress in my life overtook me. And I let the exercise go. And I honestly, you know what motivates me though? And this goes back to number 1. One day, I might have grandchildren, and I want to lift those babies over my head and carry them and run to the beach with them. There's nothing vain about it. It's like, I just want to be there for those babies should they ever show up.
That's a good why. That's a good why. You can watch that entire series at MedCircle.com. Dr. Ramani, finish us off here with our third and final sign that these two could be co-occurring with each other.
Adherence to healthy behaviors. And by that I mean, it can be, when we think of adherence, we most often think about taking your medication as it's prescribed. Yeah. But it could also be things like exercises you might not need to do, physical therapy exercises for your back, eating, a low sodium diet, or eating more fruits and vegetables, adhering to an exercise regimen that your healthcare practitioner recommends, following healthcare appointments, going to regular healthcare appointments, getting preventative healthcare. Adherence is one of the most important sorts of health behaviors a person can adhere to, but the fact of the matter is adherence can be negatively impacted by things like fatigue, stress, mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and all of that together means that when a person doesn't take their medication as it's prescribed, they don't engage in follow-up health care, that can actually result in even greater healthcare, what we call morbidity and mortality, can actually take years off a person's life, make them sicker. And so adherence is actually one of the biggest healthcare issues we have, and one of the major issues that health psychologists concern themselves with. How can we get people to follow their healthcare regimen as closely as possible?
Excellent. Well, that's a great reminder for all of us, including myself, because sometimes my doctor's not so happy with me. He goes, Kyle, take your meds.
Listen, it's everything down from flossing to brushing twice a day to how you clean your contact lenses. All of these things fall under the rubric of adherence, and I think every one of us is guilty of not following it. Even the person doesn't finish their entire antibiotic prescription because they feel better. There's a lot of things that drive it. They're not all bad. Sometimes like, hey, I feel fine. Why should I have to take my medication? Person taking antidepressants feels better, so they stop taking them. We can see a real dangerous issue in antidepressant rebound effects. So, medication's given to you, it's prescribed to you, follow that, and then communicate with your healthcare practitioner. That's all adherence. But like I said, lots of psychological factors can impede adherence and make your health significantly worse.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you, Dr. Ramani, as always. I'd love to know from our viewers watching this, how has your mental health impacted your physical health and vice versa? Leave the comments below. We'd love to read them, and I read every single one still. Thanks for watching this video. I'm Kyle Kittleson. Remember, whatever you are going through, you got this. Subscribe below, and remember, this video just scratched the surface. For more in-depth videos on mental health topics, go to medcircle.com and join for free.